Greetings, dear friends. As a result, today's SEC meeting is closed. Many people assume that it has something to do with XRP. We'll talk about this today. We will also discuss the official selection of Paul Adkins as the next chairman of the SEC. Since the Senate Banking Committee has already voted him in, he will formally become the new head of the SEC. We'll talk about how Trump has formally initiated trade battles. Almost the entire world has already been impacted by the introduction of tariffs. It's fascinating to note that even uninhabited islands that are home only to penguins have been affected. Online consumers are naturally perplexed. What role does XRP play in the global impact of Trump's tariffs? In actuality, there is a relationship between the cryptocurrency and stock markets. Therefore, the world's response to Donald Trump's innovations has been unfavorable. But this isn't strictly a Trump project. Instead, it is a U.S. state-level objective. Trump is only a leader who put it into action. He was elected to the position, but the globalists make the actual decisions. It should be mentioned that there has been market volatility in the Bitcoin space since Trump's latest publication. This has been really important. A period of intense fear has begun. Fear levels are rising to 19,100, according to several websites that have already updated their indexes. Remarkably, when the index on this page displayed 26,100 in September 2024, we observed comparable levels of terror. After that, there was a trend reversal and the market recovered. In June of 2022, following the Terra Luna crash when Bitcoin was worth $21,000, this site's lowest index was 7,100. As a result, I think that some additional correction might yet take place. But we should also anticipate a market reversal and a slow comeback for the Bitcoin industry. Regarding the correction of Bitcoin, it is not as bad as it was in earlier cycles. In the past, Bitcoin has grown while correcting by 30 to 40%. Bitcoin hasn't revised its bottom yet, it has merely corrected within its current percentage range. Altcoins, however, have suffered greatly throughout this drop. Several have even fallen to all-time lows. Regarding Bitcoin itself, it has now recovered from its correction, which dropped it down to about $77,000. We are currently witnessing a 25% correction. We might observe a correction of 28 to 30% if it retraces, which would still be regarded as typical for additional upward movement. What is crucial to remember then, in the case of Bitcoin, the situation is really straightforward. Considering the weekly period for XRP, regretfully, XRP has dropped to a support level of 96 cents after breaking through a trend line. We must keep an eye on whether buyers force it back above $2.10. If that doesn't occur, XRP might eventually drop below 77 cents, or perhaps 63 cents. This should be known by anyone who entered long positions, especially in futures trading. Simply providing your money to the exchange has no advantages. Furthermore, XRP is only starting to 1, while Bitcoin has nearly finished a death cross on the daily time scale, suggesting that more drops could occur. Thus, exercise caution. My approach continues to be waiting, as I have stated. Since the XRP market is currently moving sideways and whales are reaping profits from 2022 and 2023, I am not re-entering it at this time. Choosing an entry point is now essential, either for HBR, XRP, or XLM. Additionally, the situation is worrisome in terms of total market value. We have fallen below the 50-day moving average, which frequently triggers additional drops, and a descending storm pattern is developing. We might even go down to a market value of $1.75 trillion. Although it's unclear if the market will maintain this trend, the charts are currently extremely risky. For instance, after failing to maintain support levels, we witnessed more drops in the 2020 bad market. The market at the time lost a lot of value and eventually fell to the 200-day moving average, despite several efforts to remain above it. Our market capitalization dropped from over $2 trillion to just $800 billion at that point. Is it possible that something similar may occur now? We need to be ready because it is conceivable. I can't even forecast where altcoins will end up if this happens. Even DOT and other strong coins can fall to $2. Significant decreases may occur in even essentially sound programs. With Bitcoin excluded, there is still possibility for the altcoin market to drop below $863 billion. The double top is one particularly concerning pattern that appears on both the weekly and monthly timeframes. This occurred as a result of nothing revolutionary being introduced by the crypto sector. The majority of recent initiatives, such Solana's meme coins, failed to bring significant innovation. Similar to the 2017 ICO craze, over 90% of ventures ended up being scams. In addition, the XRP community is excitedly awaiting significant news from today's confidential SEC meeting. Now that the Senate has given its complete confirmation, Paul Atkins will formally succeed the acting SEC chairman. There is no longer a Gary Gensler. Shock's tariffs have hurt the cryptocurrency sector and the world economy even after Gensler left. The typical consumer will ultimately bear the brunt of price increases, but at a quicker rate than previously, as the European Union has threatened to retaliate with its own tariffs. According to Jack Dorsey, if people solely view Bitcoin as a store value and cease using it for regular payments, it will fail. XRP has been regarded as a possible Bitcoin substitute since its inception. The only thing left to do is wait. Additionally, I have contrasted XRP with Bitcoin, and I mentioned in my Telegram channel that XRP ledger activity frequently outpaces Bitcoin network activity. It's intriguing to think about this. Furthermore, XRP is now formally accepted as a direct payment method by a major airline. There is still a lot of open interest in XRP, demonstrating consistent trading activity. In conclusion, Chalk believes that it makes no difference who is elected to office. Rising costs and more limitations on personal freedoms continue to be the worldwide agenda. The globe is on the verge of stagnation, which is bad for regular people. Even if I sold XRP and XL at the right time, I did not anticipate such a correction in the altcoin market. Unfortunately, altcoins that didn't perform well in November have now dropped much worse. For those who were unable to attend the late 2023 demonstration, this could be a chance. Analyzing which altcoins to invest in will be feasible after the correction is over. The smart decisions will pay off when Bitcoin hits $100,000 once more. Therefore, I think the current correction should be finished soon. Either the recovery process has already started, or we are experiencing one more strong market dump. For now, that's all. Crypto Facts was this. Good luck to all of you. For more latest updates, remember to subscribe to the Telegram channel. Until we meet again.